Everything that we thought we knew about fitness success after 40 was one big lie. What if everything that we were told or that we were told to do just wasn't right for us? If that's how you feel, if you feel frustrated and discouraged and like you've hit a wall in your health and fitness and fat loss journey, then this video is for you. Hey everybody, I'm Brian, founder of FatLossAfter40.com, and I want to talk to you about the new way of working out after the age of 40. Because you see, once we start to hit the late 30s, 40s, the rules change. What used to work, the old way of working out, the old way of dieting, the old way of trying to achieve the results just doesn't work anymore. And here's why. Because you see, after the age of 40, our bodies start to change. And more importantly, our metabolism changes. And what happens is your metabolism starts to slow down, making it even harder and harder to lose weight. So let's talk about how we used to lose weight. We'll start with the big, hairy elephant in the room, which is restrictive diets. So they used to work. In our 20s and 30s, restrictive diets, going real low carb, real low calorie, all that stuff worked because, let's face it, when you're in your 20s and 30s, pretty much anything worked. I don't know about you, but it was magical. I could just skip a few meals. I could just throw some carbs out the window for the few days, and all of a sudden the weight just sort of melted off. But after the age of 40, that doesn't work anymore. You see, your body cannot go below 1,200 calories. So if you're at a restrictive diet where you're only eating 800 calories, 1,000 calories, first of all, that's unsustainable. Second of all, that's just miserable. That's no way to live. Like, who wants to live like that? I mean, you gotta think big picture. How long can you live with 800 calories a day? And then lastly, is it actually causes more harm than good because it actually slows your metabolism down because it raises cortisol levels, which is a hormone, a stress-inducing hormone. And what that does is that trains your body, teaches your body to hold on to fat. So we don't want to hold on to fat, we want to liberate fat. So if you're going real low calorie, you're never going to lose fat. You might lose weight, but that's going to be even more muscle tissue. That's going to be more muscle tone. And again, that's going to make your metabolism even worse. All right, so number two is the cookie cutter soul crushing workouts. And again, these work. Again, in our 20s and 30s, you could do a couple extra spinning classes, go for a run, life was good, a couple of HIIT workouts, and that weight just seemed to melt off. But after the age of 40, again, it comes back to your hormone profile. And if you're doing those workouts, it's going to throw your insulin levels off, which is going to make it harder to lose weight. And again, it causes the higher stress level of cortisol. Again, making the body hold on to fat, not wanting it puts you in a fight or flight. So if you think that like those cookie cutter programs or those soul crushing workouts, and where you're just going, I'm just going to suffer through this workout. Again, first, is it the way you want to live? Do you want to live where like every day you have to do a soul crushing workout and suffer through? Or would you rather do something that actually works and gives you results long term? I think we all know the answer. And number three is trying harder is what makes it worse. And this is what breaks my heart, is because I see people come in here all the time, and it's human nature. It's like, okay, if a little is good, a lot must be better, right? And I'm like that. I totally admit I'm an all or nothing person. If a little is good, a lot must be. That doesn't work when it comes to working out. So what I'll see people do is they start to think, man, I must be broken. My metabolism's broken, so I'll try harder. And it breaks my heart because they try so hard. They want it. I can see it in their eyes that they want to lose their weight. They want to get their bodies back. They want to feel like them again. I know what that feels like. But the problem, the harder you try, the higher your cortisol levels go up. The more out of whack your hormones get, again, making it nearly impossible to lose weight. So those are the three things to avoid. What does work? So what works is actually very, very simple. It's simple to do, but we always want to complicate things. We always want to make things seem more complicated because of the lies that are out there, the misinformation, the fitness industry. As much as I love it, I am in it, obviously. We want to confuse people because that makes it seem like, well, if you do this for this month and then next month we'll have another workout of the day. all that stuff doesn't work. What you want to do after the age of 40 is simple. We're going to break it down to a few things. First off is progressive strength training. Strength should be your foundation of your pyramid, because strength training, like nothing else, is going to help reset and reignite your sluggish metabolism. Think of it as a domino. Once we can start to reignite that sluggish metabolism, boom, all the other dominoes start to fall in place. So if you can visualize that and how powerful that is, that one thing, if you just strength train 2 to 3 times a week with an appropriate repetition range. Appropriate is 10 to 20 repetitions. If the weight's too heavy and you can only do 3 or 4, decrease the weight. But if the weight's too light and you can do like 25 or 30 repetitions, increase the weight with good form. That's gonna help speed up your metabolism. So that alone should be the foundation. Number 2, we're going to focus on protein. We're going to focus on diet. Now, what we're not going to do is we're not going to do keto. We're not going to do any elimination diets, because carbs are part of the programs. Carbs are healthy. Fat's part of the programs. Fats are healthy. But what we are going to prioritize, again, we're going to keep this simple, is protein. Making sure you get at least 100 grams of protein a day. Now, everybody's different, and we always like to tweak that on an individual basis. But generally, I'm going to say, and I hate generalizations, but this time I'm going to make that, try and get at least 100 grams of protein. So if you're eating 4 to 5 small meals throughout the day, that's only 20 to 25 grams of protein per meal. Totally doable, totally achievable. It's not as hard as it may sound. And number 3 is you have to focus on rest and recovery. And again, this goes against intuition. It goes against what we see in culture, like, oh, I'm gonna 30 strong, 40 strong. This is my 40 days in a row. Yeah, all that sounds good. Love the bravado. That's great. It's great for an Instagram story. But in reality, if you're over the age of 40, that again is going to cause more harm than good, because you need to rest. You need to rest your body. You need to recover. You need to stabilize your hormones, because that is what's going to help your metabolism repair itself. That is the beauty of strength training. Going back to number 1, the foundation strength training, is when you work out, say you work out on a Monday, you're still burning calories on Tuesday and Wednesday from that workout that you did on Monday. So you can take a rest day and still burn more fat. You can take a recovery day and still burn fat. That's the beauty of it. And again, that's the problem with cardio. Is cardio, you only burn calories while in motion, but after you stop burning calories. So again, that goes back to number 1, the foundation. So if you do those 3 things, just make sure strength training is the foundation. Skip the cardio, focus on strength training. Number 2, focus on protein-rich diet. And number 3, make sure you're getting enough rest and recovery. And again, lives are crazy. We are all busy. We all have outside stressors, whether it's professional life, personal life, everything going on, family life, that you don't need the stress of having to work out every day, the stress of overtaxing your body because you're doing too much, or God forbid, the stress of not eating enough so your body is in fight or flight. Think about how hard that would be to achieve lasting and sustainable fat loss. And that's what we want, is lasting and sustainable fat loss. I want this to be the last time you ever start a new program again. So there you go. There's 3 ways to achieve the results, to get the body that you want, the energy that you need, and the confidence that you deserve.